Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. This is Pure Hustle Podcast, and I'm Mike.
And this is Orlando, and we're on episode 137.
137, that's right.
Has quarantine gotten to you?
Yeah, man.
I'm just like, hey, you cool cats and kittens? Like,
yeah,
are we like DJs from like the 50s or something?
No, that's the Carol Bassick open for her.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I will say
before air, we talked about it, and Orlando has started watching Tiger King.
I finished episode 5. It is probably the craziest train mega wreck I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, just wanted to throw that out there because it's such a great opening.
Should we be sponsored by Tiger King?
No, we don't want anything to do with that.
We don't want anything to do with that. Yeah. What a way to start. All right, hey, so this is our reactionary video episode.
Yeah.
Is it reaction or reactionary?
I don't know. It's we are reacting to Trash Talk episode 3, 4, and 5. Episode 1 and 2 was a lot of fun. And again, we're in this quarantine time and with this sourcing the typical going to garage sales, going to thrift stores, it's just not there for probably most of our listeners. So, we thought this is a good time to kind of reminisce a little bit and look at the good old days.
That didn't make sense.
Back in the before times.
Wait, you're like, yeah, this is all about this, but it doesn't apply to right now.
No, what I'm saying, like, we're going to reminisce back when we could do those things,
Well, here's the thing. This was on our schedule because we were anticipating that Gary Vee was going to drop like episode 6 sometime soon, right? And don't know when that's going to happen now, right? I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping he watches this. It'd be great if he did a reaction, like we said, to our reaction video.
Yes, that'd be so meta.
That'd be so meta. But here's the thing. So you may be watching or listening and going like, is this really applicable now? Yeah. Right? Like, is this like, should I listen? Well, yeah, okay, I'm getting there though. I'm getting there.
It's entertainment, man.
Should we listen to this episode? And so we wanted to play a voicemail that somebody left us because, and we get voicemails and we get messages and we don't always share. We're not very big on kind of like, hey, look at what we did. Like, that's just not our thing. Like, but a lot of you have DM'd us and sent us messages, say, thank you so much. Appreciate, what you do. And it's helped us a lot. So we wanted to play this, not for our own sake. Like we have our egos, we always got to like tame it. Right. At least I do. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike. But to kind of
Master Orlando. That's what he makes me call him off air.
Oh my. So Tiger King. Didn't that one guy have like
King?
No, but was it like, what does his name mean? Like that one guy. Oh man, that show, like, I wonder if we weren't in quarantine, if the show would be the same.
You're so easy to derail.
I know. Okay. All right. Going back. All right. So let's get serious. All right. So we wanted to play this voicemail to kind of inspire many of you, to let you guys know, like, hey, these things that we talk about, whether it's garage sales or thrift stores or eBay listings or whatever, like, they do help, and they've helped many of you. So we want to play this real quick. We want to say thanks so much, Jeff, for sending us his voicemail. If you ever want to leave us something, you could always give us a call, 619-738-1170. That's 619-738-1170. Let us know, and maybe we'll play it on air. Please have the understanding that anything you send us, we most likely will play on air at some point in time. We just got to find when it fits.
You're signing the rights away to your to your vocal recording.
Well, all right. Okay. Didn't want to get that serious. All right. We're not that one platform. All right. Anyways, go ahead. Play this voicemail.
Hey, boys. My name is Jeff. I'm in St. Augustine, Florida. My Twitter is @BigJeffVO. And I just really wanted to say thank you so much for all of the advice and knowledge that you give all of us on the pod. I was on disability for 2 years from my job, and they let me go a few months ago. And I'm married with 2 kids, have a house, and spent 2 years working for this veteran service organization. And they let me go, so quickly I had to come up with some way to make some money and, feel like I wasn't a piece of garbage just sitting on the couch out of work. And, I listening to your podcast have really helped me out. I've been working in reverse though. I'm listening to the latest and going backwards. So, just thank you guys. It's been really helpful as far as I'm selling stuff on eBay. I'm doing a lot of toys and collectible type stuff, and just all the advice and knowledge and the mistakes that were made and
I'm glad we shared
good
this.
stuff that you guys have done. Just it's priceless to me, especially a new jack starting out. So again, really from the bottom of my heart, just thank you. What you guys do is priceless. That's all, boys. That's all. Bolo boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. Later, guys.
Love that. So yeah, let us know in the comments down below, like what are some ways that reselling has impacted your life? Because, there's a lot of people who right now who are experiencing maybe some stability where there would be instability, or maybe you're experiencing instability and reselling is that thing that's kind of helping keep things going, or maybe reselling that is that thing that's kind of rocky right now. But what are some ways that reselling has impacted your life? Let us know down in the comments below. Just share with the community, because sometimes it's just encouraging to realize you're not alone. That hard things happen in life, but reselling is one of those things that can really help get you through it. So if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button, like it, put some comments down below, and then share so that more people in the community can get it.
Yeah. And Jeff, thanks so much for that heartfelt message. Really appreciate that. And what a time more than now, right, to talk about the idea of I feel that a lot of people are kind of going to the wayside about reselling right now because can't go to thrift stores, you can't go to garage sales, but you still have stuff, right? You have stuff that you can list on eBay and you can flip to carry you over. And remember, and this is our hope, and this is from everything we know, that this is temporary right now, right? And if you're listening to this podcast and it's the year 2027, like this still applies. So just to let you know, right? The idea that you can still flip stuff, right? To make that income, right? Whether it's to make ends meet or to better your life or to, enjoy life. I mean, there's multiple reasons. And so, look at Jeff. I mean, Jeff was able to take what he knew, right? Obviously it's a niche that he understood, that he enjoyed, and through the hard times, and he's married with kids. That's a big deal. Right. And he's able to carry his family through. And so we hope that, even though this is a reaction video to Gary's Trash Talk, that you'll find value and little things here and there that you can pick up to help you, even in the here and now, as maybe you're just trying to bridge that economic gap between, now and whenever all this settles down. So,
yeah.
Are we ready for some trash talk?
Yeah. Let's talk about trash, man.
Let's get into the trash.
Where I take people's trash and turn it into cash.
Yeah. Come on. Trash to cash.
While I'm getting detoured, let me create some clarity for everybody. The excuses in the comment section are laughable. Everyone's trying to justify why it's not profitable while you watch a 30-minute YouTube show. People value their time when their time isn't valuable. I love that. Where's that?
Okay.
That's good.
I felt like we needed to drop that clip because there's so much truth in that.
Yeah, man. People are now. Let's be clear. There are people out there who are selling dreams and trying to make money off of selling
100%.
dreams. And so it's worthwhile for there to be kind of crusaders for truth to like stand up and to try and warn people like, hey, like this is a scam. Don't get scammed, right? But then a lot of times people are out there working really hard and trying to hustle and make money, and people are going to comment and be negative about it and say like, well, that's not useful. But yet they watch. I mean, we've had in the past people who watch all of our videos just to complain about them. And it's like, are you like,
it's true.
This is the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. Like if you hate us so much, and if you disagree with what we're doing, then don't waste your time. Like our episodes are long, like they're over an hour. Like if I hated something, I wouldn't spend an hour watching it twice a week. Like it's just bizarre. And people will do that, and they'll do that to you. If you're a reseller, people might judge and say like, oh, what a dumb way to make money, or that's not profitable. And they'll come up with every excuse while they waste time playing Angry Birds on their phone. Right. And it's because they don't want to get out there and
people
hustle.
Still play Angry Birds?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever they're playing.
I remember those days, the hours of my life that I lost playing Angry Birds. Hours. Now, the other thing I want to say is that YouTube right now is such an opportunity to self-educate. Right? I mean, if there's ever a time right now, right, you could Netflix and chill. You could Tiger King and chill, I think.
You shouldn't say that.
No,
just in general, you shouldn't say that.
Yeah. All right. But there's so much information out there. You know, I myself, I'm learning a lot of new niches right now, right? Whether it's through YouTube or through podcasts. I'm trying to learn a little bit about, you know, investing right now because I don't want to, even though it's the time to buy, I want to make sure I buy right. And so I encourage you guys, like right now, not just listen to us, like find others, right, that have valuable content because yeah, you can go, I don't like this, I don't like that, but there's so much out there. Like you can go a la carte and pick what you want. Did I use that?
Yeah,
phrase?
you can kind of design your own degree here, your own online degree. And you might not get a certificate, but you'll have cash in the bank, and that's worthwhile.
Which may be better.
So instead of watching baby giraffe videos or cat videos, you know, you can watch some stuff that'll educate you and give you the skills and tools that you need to succeed in this crazy world we live in.
All right, next clip.
Video game. Not Super Nintendo.
All video games.
Let me see.
Thank you.
Hey,
The key is sometimes to ask when you don't see anything, right? So this sale didn't look good, but I looked at the man's face and I said, do you have video games?
I looked at the man's face.
I liked what I saw.
She didn't like it. She's out. She's gone. She saw nothing.
You know what, man?
What's up, brother?
I'm gonna have to look for them because
Okay.
That's something that they're downstairs.
Yep.
So if you,
I'll come back. Yeah, I'll come back
like in an hour or so.
Done. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Few things there. Okay. First is, you ever seen those resellers? And maybe some of you that listen are one of those people that they won't even get out of their car. Like, you got any Legos?
Yep.
And they're like, nope. All right.
Yep.
And I always go, I have seen that happen. So one of my biggest hauls, remember those telephone signs that I haven't listed yet? Okay. So that massive haul could have been the guy that rolled up in his car asking for Legos that was like, oh, whatever, and left.
Yep.
Right? Man, that sounds very self-congratulatory here, but I said, hey, I saw the telephone signs. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I asked him, hey, do you have any more of these signs? So these were like vintage signs, and actually the market's gone up right now.
Nice.
I showed this on Instagram a couple weeks ago, where initially they were only $50 a sign, and now they're selling for over $100 a sign.
Nice.
And I have a stack. Hey, you sold the sign, didn't you?
Yeah,
recently?
I sold one of my AT&T long distance signs, which is kind of cool because that was
during quarantine.
A big bulk buy. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
People are looking for signs.
My wife and I now have this thing we say when we see people, like, we were going to Costco to get some groceries and we see somebody walking out with big old giant big screen TV and it's like stimulus. You know what I mean? Like, you just, so, you know, I think there's people who've been like, they want to redo their man cave or they want to decorate their house or they want, like, there's things that they want. And, you know, it's like, there's a lot of people who are going to come into money and there are people who need it and they're not going to have that as discretionary funds. But then honestly, there's going to be some people who that's all of a sudden just discretionary funds for them.
Yeah. But the reason I brought that up is that two reasons. Number one is asking is important. Like, you should always ask. I do ask. Like, if I see a couple video games, I ask, do you have more consoles or do you have more? The other thing is, don't be like, you know, tunnel vision. Like, don't go in and if they don't have that one thing you're looking for, because there could be other stuff around the corner that you can make a ton of money on. Yeah.
I mean, it did seem though, like he looked, like he said, this didn't look like it was going to be a good sale for me. And so then I asked for something else. And I think that's where that's a pretty interesting strategy is when you do the first glance and it's like, oh, these are all just baby clothes. Like, I don't sell baby clothes or, like, you know, toddler toys. And so then you might ask, like, well, do you have, and then you can ask for the other things, right? Like, there might be a specific baby item that you do well on. And you're like, well, maybe they didn't bring it out, but like maybe they have a Bob stroller, right? Like, whatever it is. So it's worthwhile asking, even if it doesn't look like they have what you're looking for.
And even now, like, if you're doing like marketplace, which again, you should stay home, but if you're able to find a way to, you know, make deals, always ask. I mean, I've had some of my biggest hauls from local and going, hey, do you have anything else?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Good morning. How are you? How much is this thing?
I was going to sell the whole thing for $5.
Would you do 3?
Sure.
Would you have John?
Just picked up something from Nickelodeon. Little Lou's going to do some homework right now. I think they're Ogrenauts or.
And he doesn't even do his research
Southernauts.
first.
I
He's
just
just like,
struck big.
Well, he does sometimes.
This is the little part of it, but this is the big part. The submarine. It's a Nickelodeon show with these little guys. I just don't remember what it's called.
it's hard enough those things have all their parts.
Let you know, but I picked it up for 3. She wanted 5. She didn't get it.
She didn't get it.
She didn't get it. It's the best part of the whole show. It's going to be a huge score. I can tell you right now, the Aquanauts
He plays that up. He knows it.
No joke. Call it 20 minimum.
20 minimum.
Yeah. And
hey, you know, like that's not, I mean, honestly, like for what he's trying to do, like we've seen in the previous reaction video, like he's not necessarily going out there. I mean, if he can get I bought some for $1 and I sold it for 200, like that's great. But he's just kind of trying to show like you can go and you can make $30 an hour doing this when a lot of people are making way less than that, working a lot harder. So even if that is like a $15 gain, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. And actually, we don't play the clip, but it's not 20, it's like 15.
Hey.
Okay, but the reason I brought that up is, okay, you have a guy. She didn't get it. You have a guy who's a multimillionaire who has a massive following and he's excited about an Aquanauts toy. Right? Now, I'm not mocking Gary Vee. What I wanted to reinforce was the idea of like, I miss that. Like, you know, like the idea of like you find something like, and it's just, I don't know, like I can't wait to get out there again. Right? And
is it going to be chaos? Like, is it going to be every garage sale is just going to be swamped with resellers?
I don't know. Like we don't know.
And then are they going to slowly trickle? Like, I mean, I don't want to like project what the end of this is going to look like, but is it going to be like 1 week they've lifted the stay at home orders and it's like maybe there's 2 garage sales. It's
people
be
dancing
months,
in the streets,
or
like,
no. But I'm just saying, like, like people even after they lift this, like, I think there's going to be a slow return back to what we consider normal, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it will be exciting to be able to pick up a toy again and be like, ooh, I can make money on that.
Well, and the other thing is, it's like reselling. Like you end up. Like I remember initially, I kind of was like, I don't know, like this is kind of weird. Like I'm sourcing this or I'm selling this, right? And then after a while, you're like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Right? But initially, I was like that. Like like now I do sell women's clothing. Where back in the day, I wouldn't source women's clothing or I wouldn't. And so I encourage you guys get out of your comfort zone, because there's money to be made out there, right? And you don't want to limit yourself.
Yeah. All right, here we go. She didn't get it.
And everything else going back, chairs all the way through the whole house, in the basement, in the back shed, outside, inside.
Oh, all of it.
Little Home Alone.
We're in the person's house.
That's happened a few
And
times.
all I can say
It's weird.
is mug life. This is gonna be amazing.
I don't understand.
This is what led
Christmas.
into our mug life
How you
video.
guys doing?
Yeah.
Great. How much are the mugs?
$1 a piece.
Great. Where's the basement? I love basements.
Underneath the house.
You really just asked for the basement?
Where do you want this?
Outside, please.
You got it.
Look, I just doubled up.
Oh boy. I have to learn Christmas. I have to learn Christmas, man.
That's the worst though. Like if you don't know. All right. Have you been in that scenario before?
Where you go into someone's house?
Well, no, I've been in someone's house, but where like you see all this stuff and you're like, I know there's money.
You just don't know the niche.
I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the best time to learn. I mean, the hard part is if you're doing this and this is your full time, hopefully at this point you have enough niches that you can make money no matter what when you're going to garage sales and thrift stores. But if you're just starting out and it's hobby level, man, don't be afraid to. I mean, when we were talking to, I think his primetime treasure hunter, he said that he's not afraid to be the first person in the room and the last one to leave. Like when other people just do a quick glance and leave, like he'll open up books and flip through to see if there's like things inside of books, right? Like he spends the time looking. And I think there's something to be said about doing that too. Like when I would go with you, you knew what you were looking for. I didn't. So I'm looking at the long tables full of knickknacks and I'm just literally picking up knickknacks. I'm like, well, this seems cheap. This seems kind of sturdy. Let me look up the brand, right? And so I'm just naively going at it. And yeah, it's like, man, I wish I knew China dishes. I wish I knew this. And so if you don't know and you've got a bunch in front of you, spend the 10 minutes it takes to do a little bit of research. And maybe either way, you're going to learn. You're going to learn that this is a bust or this is great. So it's worth it.
Yeah. And again, I don't know. I'm back and forth because if we truly were garage selling, right? And like I ended up in a place that I didn't understand something, maybe I would like take pictures of it and then later go home and then research it. To me, it's like already a loss. It's garage sales. Now, right now that you're not going anywhere, this is the time to learn stuff so you're not in that scenario. Now, the beauty of it, we all do have cell phones that you can search eBay comps, right? So you got to make that decision. But I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of money there. He actually goes there later. We don't show this clip. He goes there later, and I think a lot of the good stuff was already gone. And that's the other thing you got to consider is that the time you might spend researching may be time that you're losing somewhere else. So it's a really tough one. But again, it was a good reminder of like, take the time to understand certain niches. And to me, Christmas, if you're going to garage sales, Christmas is a non-negotiable. Like you should know Christmas stuff because especially right now, if we do have, maybe we'll have a super garage sale season.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
We'll
There's going to be all kinds of Christmas stuff because right now I would say March and April is garage sale season for us. And I buy a ton of Christmas stuff that I sell in July. And
Christmas in July, man.
Maybe you're just going to be buying and selling in the same month.
There we go. All right, here we go.
Life here. How much is the mug? Harley Davidson. I've been seeing the Harley Davidson t-shirts go for a bunch. I'm going to try it.
That's your jam.
I'm going to try it. Never done it before. Would you do 5 for the 5 t-shirts and the 2 mugs? Great.
That's the deal.
Yeah, I'm tough. Do you have a 5?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have
outside,
change?
D-Rock. We got something to talk about.
Yeah, you got to have your change.
All right, let's see. Picked up 2 mug lives. This Mickey Mouse is legit. Mike, hold this. Bronx Zoo. Little Mickey Mouse. But here's the big score. 5 retro, vintage Harley Davidson t-shirts.
Okay, but watch the screen though. How much did you list that shirt for?
I've been looking at clothes. I've been thinking about clothes. And I struck on these Harley Davidsons. I just have a good feeling about it. Let's see what happens.
This is maybe low? I don't know. I don't know what Harley Davidson t-shirts go for.
Low. $6.99. Okay. First thing is, you need to have like dollar bills on you.
Dollar
Dollars
bills.
and 5s and 10s. The other thing is that probably was the best haul of that episode. I think he gets Thomas the Train earlier that we didn't involve in this reaction video, but yeah, Harley sells well. And you think about it, if that's free shipping, $6.99, like
I'm sure there was shipping charge on that.
okay,
That might.
But even still, think about the work you would put in to make $3-4.
Yep, that's true.
Now, so I always list if it's shirts, depending, I don't go lower than $34.99 on my Harley shirts. And sometimes I sell them. I mean, I'll take an offer of like $20 sometimes, right? It depending on how the shirt and how things are. But I still sell Harley t-shirts for north of $30 consistently.
Yeah.
Not all the time. So what I'm saying is, again, you got to know your stuff, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you what. Maybe I'm giving away too good of a bolo right now.
Ooh.
But anime t-shirts.
Oh, 100%.
Dude,
Yeah.
anime t-shirts.
Now, I don't know what they look like. I guess, see, that's a field I don't know. But if it looks anime, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, man. I've sold quite a few just from thrift stores, man. Like you just like, oh, and then I remember the first time I brought home like 4 or 5 anime shirts. My wife was like, this stuff is junk. Cause I mean, they're kind of junky shirts. Like they weren't like great quality.
Are they like Gildan? Do they have like Gildan tags on there? Like,
I don't know. Some of them, I don't know, but like they all sell, right? Like I sold an Inuyasha shirt that was like a crop top shirt. And it was like super thin. And I was like, man, this thing is like pretty chinsy. And yeah, I think I sold it for like $30. Picked it up for, 99 cents or whatever. So,
but the other thing I wanted to add is like when we think clothing, we think just thrift stores. But man, you can make a killing on clothing at garage sales. My biggest hauls of clothing have been at garage sales.
Yeah, jeans. Sometimes you can do really good at jeans.
And a lot of jeans too. And a lot of people don't like clothing because it's extra work. And people are like, oh, it's saturated. Listen, there's money in clothing. I'm telling you, there's money in clothing. All right,
here we go. Next clip.
Video games. He said he would.
Oh, he's going back.
He comes through.
He's going back.
He's gonna break my heart.
Break my heart.
Sorry.
You found him?
You know what? No, I didn't find any.
No video games?
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries, brother. Wow. That was almost the end, D-Rock. That was almost the end, boys.
Just got hit by a car.
Yeah. Okay. Would you have played that differently?
Okay.
Awkward pause.
At this point, like now in my reselling career, what I think I would do now that I've got my business cards, I think I'd just hand them a business card and say like, hey, sweet. Well, if you do end up finding any, here's a list of things that are on my business card. I have a list of stuff. If you find any of these things you want to ever get rid of, let me know. I'll come by and pick them up. Boom. That way you've got that constant contact. But I mean, it is a bummer that you drive back. Sometimes you do that. And
see, but I wouldn't have driven back as soon as he did. right? We're not through them all. Like he goes to other garage sales after. Like think of the time that you lost.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
well, but we don't know his location. Like how far did he have to drive? If it was close.
But even that 5 minutes, even that 2 minutes.
Yeah. But what if you came back like an hour later and you're like, okay, did you find him? Like, yeah, I brought out a bunch of stuff and it's already sold.
But
like,
if you
never
give
know.
him a business card, you're in a better place.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So think about that when you go to garage sales. Now's the time. Like design your card, put in that order. Wish we had an affiliate link for Vistaprint, but whatever. Do it now because I'm telling you, would you say your biggest scores have come through contacts like that?
I don't know about biggest because it's only been recently that I've done that, and now we're in a different time. We're in the after time. But but yeah, I would say the contacts have been some of my biggest scores for sure, or Craigslist ads and things like that.
Yeah, hardly ever is it something that you'll just stumble upon.
Yep.
Usually it's you network, you made a connection with somebody, and so do it and save that time.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I touched hair with the dollar off the rip. I wanted the mug, but she was like mean mugging me. Actually,
Mean mug and mug life.
Trash Talk, episode 4. Bang, I see it, and I'm feeling hot. Pull up D-Rock right here, show him. This woman's got no chance.
This woman's got no chance.
This lady's got no chance. Do you have any?
Okay, I don't know how much value. I just thought that was hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
I mean,
So
do you play these mind games with yourself before you go
So
out
if you're
there?
listening on the podcast, he's driving up and he sees a lady out at a garage sale setting all this stuff up. And so, I mean, there's something to be said about, kind of recognizing your skill and talent. But I think there's also a little bit of like obnoxiousness. Like nothing probably bothers me more than the person who stands in front of the mirror and is just like,
Gary V's a showman.
I'm the best. Today, I'm going to do this because I'm like I get there's a place for like having some confidence. But I think if you're like that much, but yeah, it's obviously for the show. But yeah,
No
I mean, there's definitely times when it's like, all right, like I'm gonna get a good deal here, or you can tell when you're talking with people, like, all right, I've got room for negotiation, and if you are not like 100% confident on negotiation, go back to our Never Split the Difference series, man. Like that was incredible for negotiation stuff.
Till this day,
yeah.
Till this day.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're just.
I was just waiting for you to click.
All right, click.
Let's get hot. You don't have any video games, do you?
What video games?
Is this the same lady?
No.
Yeah, we do. What kind?
Like Nintendo games, or
yeah.
I saw the Guitar Hero thing, not that directly.
Not
Steve.
that. Guitar Hero's money, man.
It is now.
Especially
Good
these
news.
days.
We got action, DS games, and the good stuff. Sonic. Show me some more stuff. Sonic. Zelda.
Wow.
Nice.
Sonic. Pokemon. Sonic.
Wow.
Let's look
Mario.
it up.
This is Mario and Sonic.
Let's go. All right, huge hit. I paid $10 for 5 DS games. We are looking them up right now. Boom, right off the bat, $40 for this Zelda.
You?
25 for this
Yeah.
Sonic. Let's go to the next
Why
one.
at that time?
But hold on, let's go. No,
think
I
now
got the
too.
ones that were right. I know how to buy. Little.
That's
I
awesome.
passed on the games that aren't worth as much. I can't. We're not spellers, Lou.
Not spellers.
We're not spellers, we're sellers.
I don't read books.
Let's go, Lou.
He does it.
What you didn't see because I sat on my mic was that she wanted $5 a piece, and I negotiated down to 2. So from 25 to 10, and then the 100 plus come up. Negotiations, it's key.
100%.
Negotiations. I like it.
Okay, a few things there. All right, so number one, video games. Like, when's the last time you were able to source a video game at a garage sale?
Man, it's hard to get video games now. I've gotten some, but it's especially like older stuff. Like, I mean, it's just so tough. I feel like either one, it's just a bunch of like PlayStation 2 games that are just junk, right? They sell for 99 cents each, right?
Yeah.
And so
Now, you can buy a lot of them and lot them up. I've done that before, and you can sell them for a decent amount.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it has been a while. I mean, not too long ago, I was at a garage sale and I was able to pick up a bunch of like NES games, which was cool. But yeah, it's hard. I feel like it used to seem like you would go and there'd be Nintendo 64 everywhere. Like,
Oh, yeah. There was a time I was killing it with Nintendo
now
stuff.
you can't get a Nintendo. Your life depends on
But of everything, Nintendo is the Bellow. Nintendo is the console you want to deal with. Like PlayStation games, Xbox,
unless it's the right game. I mean, if it's like a brand new game, but yeah, there's so
Hardly
many games.
ever though. But Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, like those are the go-to when it goes to Nintendo. And the other thing is, and we'll see this on, I think we have another clip where he does a very long, awkward negotiation, but you got to be willing to work. Like you got to be, because remember, you may be only saving $1 or $2, but if you do that 100 times, like that's a lot of money, right? That you can reinvest in your business.
Hundreds.
So hundreds. So, all right, let's see. Maybe this next one's a long clip.
I like the music.
God, VHS is such an interesting thing. Bellow, can you hear me? Gremlins. Original Gremlins.
Now he's just getting nostalgic.
1985. Yo. Yes. Really. I'm about to buy a load of VHS tapes. Oh boy, I don't want to do this. And I can feel it's happening.
You want VHS tapes? No, I'll tell you. Down the way you live. Teaneck Library.
Yep.
We're having a book sale, and people donate VHS tapes. We give them all away for free. There's hundreds of them.
Oh man, connection.
Okay, thank you.
He's having mic issues.
What'd she say?
That lady flexed on the other lady. She's like, don't buy these. We got a library full of VHSs for free.
Why would she do that?
Because she's a gangster.
No, she's not.
She's a hater.
Now we on a mission.
Okay. She's a gangster. Now, but here's okay. Number one, VHS. I don't know. How are your feelings about VHS?
I don't know. Maybe there's some that's worth money. It's just a niche I'm not interested in because it just there doesn't seem to be money in VHS.
I mean,
tapes.
if they're new and sealed,
yeah, maybe.
on Amazon. I mean, it's like if it's cartoons or like Pokemon or like Rugrats. I mean, it depends. It ebbs and flows. Yeah, but VHS, man, you may think you're getting a great deal. Now, some people are willing to do that, but again, you gotta measure your time. Is your time worth getting it, testing it, taking pictures, listing, and all that? The other thing is, I know at garage sales we can be very tunnel focused, but sometimes there's people that might say something that can help you out later, right? So pay attention, right? I mean, obviously he wasn't going to move on that, but if he moved on that, that might have been like the find of the day was that intel that he got from that lady.
Yeah, man, this is an intel game. You gotta kind of think about it like you're a spy. Like you're a double agent out there, and you're trying to like.
Okay, how are you a double agent? Who are you double agents with?
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell my loyalties here because there's money on the line. But anyways, it's an information. It's an information game. That's all I'm saying. And if you can get more information about where sales are, where things are. I mean, I've had people say like, I'll buy certain items. Like I've got a whole bunch of hats in a basket, and someone's like, "Oh, I was at a garage sale down the street. They had a whole bunch of hats for sale. If you're interested, right? Like this is just information that could be helpful for you."
All right. Hey, before we move on, I want to talk about social a little bit. Hey, if you haven't been following us on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, we are Pure Hustle Podcast. On Twitter, we are Pure Hustle Cast. If you're listening to a podcast and you want to watch some of the things we're talking about, you can jump on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Hey, on Instagram too, hit notifications. We haven't talked about that a lot, but we've been going live a lot. And sometimes people will jump on the live and go, "Oh man, I didn't even know about this." So hit those notifications on Instagram because we are going live a lot more. So I'm actually doing like mini podcasts. Is that okay?
I feel like I'm being cut out here.
Well, no, but you're like off the grid. Like I can't, if I could get a hold of you. Like, so yesterday, not yesterday. Yeah. Well, by the time this drops, it'll be a few days ago. I had Latin Pickers on and we were just talking about the economy and what we're doing and how we're pivoting. So it'd be good if you guys hit those notifications. Also, if you want to give us a call like Jeff, 619-738-1170 at 619-738-1170. Shoot us an email. We're working on getting back to everyone. purehustlepodcast@gmail.com. And as always, the best way you can help us right now is write those reviews. I want to read a review real quick.
Yeah, I love this time. I love to be able to share with you guys because these reviews are the things that give us the most joy of doing what we're doing, right? Is knowing that we're helping people or knowing that the content that we're creating is either entertaining or is helpful or is, whatever it is, we like that. Like, that's why we do what we do. So you got one for us?
Yes. It's another Jeff too.
Ooh.
Wow. Now, here's the thing I want to say too is
maybe this is Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure he's not a fan. Just saying.
Because of you.
Yeah, because I tell her how it is.
I don't know.
I'm being real. Now, I will say our goal was to get to 300 and it's been slow lately. But here's the thing: if you guys got time now, like I'm not saying you got time. Like I get it. Like you think you have time because you're quarantined, but if you got kids and other responsibilities, like your time may be less.
Yeah.
But it'd be awesome if you could write a review. We really appreciate that. We're hoping by summer we could have 300. So that means we would need 35 in the next
Help us
2
get
months.
there. Be a part of that, right? Like be a part of something
Be a part of
amazing.
and maybe we'll eventually do that program where like you get a free duffel bag or something.
Yeah.
Like if you just,
if you leave a review and we'll do a drawing or something. I don't know.
There you go. All right. Okay. So this is from Jeff. I'm hoping it's not the same Jeff because I feel bad. But he says, I've been going through some tough times and was laid off from my job of 10 years a couple months ago. I began selling a few things on eBay. She's my bae too. And I stumbled across your podcast. The advice and knowledge you share has helped me greatly as a beginner reseller and has absolutely helped me from making some mistakes. It sounds like the same.
It could be the same Jeff.
But maybe it's not. And remembering some of your stories helped me so I don't beat myself up too bad. And when I do make a mistake. So I'm glad our failures have helped.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it may be the same guy. But even if it's not, honestly, these stories are not uncommon. We get all the time.
Well, it's a different location.
Oh, okay. So
well, I don't.
It's definitely a different person then.
I hope you guys are doing this podcast for years to come. So do we. So do we.
Yeah.
Even though we kind of threw you guys off on our last podcast a little bit. So thank you, Mike Rolando.
Saying goodbye.
All right, I'm gonna read one more. This is from Talk Radio Guy in Minnesota.
Nice.
So I don't know. Hey, Journey Together is the title of this one. So he said, I enjoy the podcast a great deal. I started selling on eBay the same summer as Mike, and I've enjoyed. Hey, I just got an offer.
We can't be doing. I
got to take this offer. No, this is a good offer. Right now, $30 for a pair of Georgia boots that I paid $1 for, and they're pretty beat up.
Look at this guy.
So
he's talking about reselling on our podcast.
Hey, you keeping it real, and hey, you got to trigger that algorithm. Okay, let's get back to the review.
Well, let me check see if I'm getting any offers while you're doing that.
Sorry about that.
Left out here.
Sorry about that. Talk Radio Guy says, I enjoy the podcast a great deal. I started selling on eBay the same summer as Mike and have enjoyed listening to his journey as is very similar to mine. The chemistry between the hosts make it an entertaining listen. Oh, okay. We got chemistry, Mike.
Yeah.
And for a genuine connection to the audience, I often refer to them as my reselling friends. Nice. When recounting a story or scenario for my non-reselling friends. And that's important. Like, this is one of the reasons I tell you guys, like, get on social media, because seriously, how many times have somebody asked you what you do and you share it and they're like, what? Like,
yeah. And feel free to just consider us your friends. If somebody's like, if you're just starting out and you're like trying to tell people about reselling and a sale you had, you could just feel free to say like, well, my friend Mike sold this hat for, or my friend Orlando. Just do that. Boom.
Yeah.
Us.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that Orlando has the same passion about international first class shipping and pirate ship simple export as I do. It's uncanny. So is that kind of like a play on words? Because I can't stand either of them. Like I'm team global shipping all the way.
Maybe he's saying that he's the same way, and so he's
that's what I mean.
He's passionate about the fact that you also are not a fan.
There you go. It says love the show. Oh, thanks so much, Talk Radio Guy, and thank you so much, Jeff, and thank you so much to the other Jeff. Unless you're the same Jeff.
Yeah, and Talk Radio Guy. Maybe you can call in and do some voiceovers for us, because I mean, I don't feel like I have like the voice for a podcast. Like, some people have that just like, welcome to, and they just have like a really good voice and you just like love listening to it. I feel like I don't have that. So if we could have somebody, maybe help us with an intro, right? Like call in with that cool DJ voice.
Well, you've heard Reezy Resells has like his buddy of his does, he goes, Reezy Resells, follow the hustle.
We have a friend who's
that is true. We've had this discussion so many times.
We need to have him come in and just record a couple of little bits for us.
Or maybe he'll stay home and just record it. There you go. And speaking of Reezy, we're going to have him on soon.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you'll know when it comes.
All right. KV, you could be the next one after that.
Yeah. I
mean,
we're
here for you.
We can level up your reselling, Gary V. Just jump on over. We'd love to have a talk.
Well, I don't know. We would get some backlash from him on that comment, possibly. All right, let's go to the next clip.
I'm not even going there. Oh, I am. Excuse me. How much is the Jets coat? The Jets coat?
Look what's there. Can you see what's there?
Baby crib?
Nope. It's beside
so cool.
I can't see.
I love this coat.
Screen's too small.
I hate to insult. It's a big difference between where you're at and where I'm at.
It's Sophie.
What's that, brother?
Insult me.
That's a good negotiation
Give it a
tactic.
shot.
10.
15.
I love it.
I would do
Awkward
10.
silence. I would do 10.
Got a nice day, huh?
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Cards.
He's still there. He hasn't gone anywhere. He wants that jacket.
Probably every card that was ever made.
Brother, I got so much crazy how it worked out. You know? It felt so good at the time, but
Some of it did.
What
some
kind
of
of
it
cards?
yeah.
You know
that's
he
right.
wants that jacket. He
Oh,
could have
yeah.
walked away by
didn't.
now.
You want to do 10 on the jacket? I'll do
Yep.
10.
I
Beautiful.
appreciate that. That's
Beautiful.
awesome. Thank you.
Act like you're not interested. Put it down. That's good.
You probably got screwed out of buying cards too.
Yeah. Do you have a 10?
Oh yeah, I should.
Again, didn't have the change, man. Rookie mistake.
How much are the video games?
5.
Ooh, once you already know you can work them.
Would you do for these 3, 10? So I'll just give you the 20. Thank you guys.
Thank
There you
Have
go,
a wonderful
see?
day.
Paid off.
Take care of yourself. Thanks so much. Holy. No audio? You got audio? Did you not have it? Did you have it the whole time?
I love that. Like, I wish I had somebody in my car to research
Let's get
on
somewhere
that.
because something amazing just happened. Lou, do you see what you're holding in your hand? Yeah, I do. Do you know how much that is worth? No. I cannot believe what just happened. The coat? No, not the coat, the Zelda games. Let's
More
go.
games.
Let's go. I'm fired up. I'm going fast, Lou. I'm fired up.
All right, so a few things. So yeah, the screen is super tiny, but he was tunnel focused, and there was actually a satin New York Yankees starter jacket, that he just didn't even like blink at. Right now, obviously, he's a Jets fan.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he's buying with his heart there,
this is his show, right? He's gonna source what he wants,
and he doesn't need the money.
Yeah, I know, but like, I wouldn't have passed him. Like, oh no, that Jets jacket that he picked up is probably worth over $100, right? But that Yankees jacket would have been worth over $100 too.
Yeah,
but he still scored. Now, the beauty of the negotiation, just the awkward silence.
Yeah, it was good. He gave the awkward silence, and he did.
And it was a long one.
A good strategy, right? He did the I don't want to insult you. Where you're at, where I'm at are way different, right? As soon as you say that, people want to know where you're at, right? Like they're not going to just be like, oh, okay. So it opens up that opportunity to give that number, but you're kind of upfronting them with like, hey, this is going to be low, right? It's kind of doing that like that self audit where you're kind of like, hey, I know I'm a jerk, but and it's in a way of doing that, like, hey, I don't want to insult you. And then so when you say it, they're not like, well, that's unbelievable, because you've already like laid out the groundwork, so they can maybe like, yeah, I'm just not there, as opposed to just coming in at 10 and then being like, what, 10? Are you crazy? You know what I mean? So that was good. And then the awkward silence, and then he didn't, when it went to 15, he didn't like go 12, right? He just was like, he looked at it for a little bit longer. Yeah, I can do 10. Right? He stuck to his guns.
It was really good. And then he saw the video games. And then he was able to negotiate that, and he scored. I mean, we weren't able to see because the screen's small, but those Zelda games, they're going for 40 apiece.
Nice.
So that was a good pickup.
Good
job, Gary V.
Good job. Proud of you, man. Next clip. Oh, doesn't sound like we got audio on this.
No,
clip.
okay, we don't.
Hold on, I'm sure I can fix.
No,
this.
it's okay. Let's go to the next one.
All right,
just go to the next one.
No.
Keeping it real here on organic.
But that was probably the money.
You want to Google search town-wide garage sale.
Wait.
Because when you can get 50 or 60 or 30 or 50 or 100 sales together in the same area, you get way more efficient than driving 10, 15, 20 minutes to every sale. One of the things when you see 4 or 5 different town-wide sales, it's cool to check Google the town and check the median income.
Do you do that?
Because when the median income is higher and there's more affluence in the town, it's more likely that they're going to sell off more expensive stuff.
I mean, we do know
let's
that.
say a town that's more middle class or lower middle class than, let's say, upper middle class or extremely affluent. And so a couple little tricks here to start episode 5. Let's get into it now.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely know, depending on what location, like if there's a community garage sale in one neighborhood versus another, like you can pretty much guarantee, like, I mean, I got stuck going 2 years in a row to a community garage sale that was just awful, because just the neighborhood, I mean, and it wasn't even so much that the people didn't have money, because they had money, like they had land, they had property.
Some people are house rich.
You know, I mean,
like all their money's in a house, but they have nothing good inside.
That's part of it too. And then there's also beyond just affluence, which is a big part of it, just how much money you have, but is culture too. Like, right. And when I say culture, I mean like the things people are interested in. So like, you know, you go to certain places and it's like, this is like a cowboy ranch town. They may or may not have the things. They might just have like a ton of antique stuff. And if you're not in the antique market, it's like, none of this stuff here works for me. If you can kind of tell, as opposed to if you go to a track home, you know, the types of things they're going to have, they're probably not going to have like, you know, a barn full of just kind of like old farm, you know, antique stuff that might not make money for you unless that's what you know and you're into.
Well, and the other thing I want to share is, you know, so that's one way to find garage sales. Like, you know, but we don't, what do you call it? Neighborhood? I forget what he called it. He gave a name.
I don't know.
Townwide sales. Like, we don't call it that. That's like I'm guessing it's an East Coast thing. Those of you that are East Coast listeners, let us know below. But, you know, for us, it's neighborhood or community. So just a quick tip. When we look up stuff, at least when I look up stuff, my go-to is still Craigslist. Is it your go-to?
Yeah, definitely for things like that, because you can find on like Yard Sale Treasure Hunter, Yard Sale Treasure Map, whatever it's called.
Yard Sale Treasure Map.
You can find, that's how I like to do a lot of my planning, but you're not going to be able to find like advertisements for like a community sale. Now you might find in an area, if you're willing to scroll your map, like there's a whole bunch of garage sales in one spot, but sometimes they don't. They're not all individually listed because they're like, hey, we're listed on this community sale. And so not every single house is listed. So you might not even see that there's a cluster of sales right here, and you have to find it on Craigslist.
And the easiest way, and we shared this on episode like 34, I don't know, the one we did about garage sales, is you go to Craigslist and you just, you know, you can choose whether you, like for instance, in San Diego, we can choose all of San Diego, or we can just choose like certain parts of San Diego, right? I usually do all of San Diego, and I'll type in like neighborhood, or I'll type in community, and then it'll pull up all the ones. Now,
or the word rummage. Rummage is good.
Rummage is a good one too. Now you got to be careful, because some people are like, yeah, this is a neighborhood sale, and you look and it's like
3 of them.
Yeah. Or it's just a house that is selling stuff within their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had those two. I'm like, yeah. And I look and I'm like, what? Why'd you call this a neighborhood sale? Well, because they're thinking neighborhood. You know, like it's
people in
like,
their neighborhood can come and buy stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Or sometimes they'll say estate sale, right? And I'm pulling up and I'm thinking I'm going to be going through the whole house, and no, it's a garage sale. They just decided to call it an estate sale. So, you know, do your research. It always helps.
Yeah. Right. Here we go. But that's a good idea. Google Maps, right? Like Google Map the area that you're going to go to.
I do the whole, like, I look at like how like the subdivision's broken up, and income does matter, but you got to be careful, because I've gone to super uber wealthy neighborhoods, and the only thing that's wealthy about the neighborhood is the house.
Yep.
Like it's all like, and no offense, I got Target goods in my house, but it's all like Target and Walmart stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Private label stuff. It's not like stuff that you can actually resell for good money. So
true that.
Cautionary tale.
And I was like, I gotta stop. I gotta turn around for a second. I do this on eBay, and mugs are great. How do I scale something like this? What do I gotta do? Because I'm by myself. I mean, I can do Hot Wheels. I can do a mug here. I mean, between my time, my effort, my energy, I'm online 2 hours a day.
It's hard to scale unless you're buying super bulk from China. This is a 101. Yeah. This is the one that gets you from. This is the one that can get you. Like, first of all, the way to scale is to buy everything. Like you and I bought
fill up my house
and fill up your house
and fill up my house,
and then hire $5, $6 an hour. What? You know, immigrants' kids. But we're being very choosy right now. But everything there that was like the phone we just bought from AT&T. That's $20. We paid $2. Like, I normally don't buy that. Like last episode, I was very selective to the things I want. I'm just trying to teach people.
Yeah.
Like this house right here, there's $400 to be made.
Right.
But you have to buy everything.
I know, but then I'm sitting there, I got to take pictures.
I got it.
I don't
Some
mind
of it doesn't sell.
I don't mind
I get it.
shipping and that costs. It's just, I'm going to sit with this stuff. I just
get
got
it.
some dreidel mugs.
I get it.
Like,
and to me, the question becomes, how much room do you have in your house? And how much do you love it? And how much do you need 30, 50, 100?
Action.
Me too.
Love the action.
Me too.
That's
it. That's it.
I mean, I'm in.
Do you have a basement, attic, a garage?
Yeah. And
fill the thing up. We'll punch you in the face. I get it.
My wife will crush
But that becomes the game.
That's it. All right,
brother.
Hey, thanks so much.
Take care.
Really a pleasure.
My pleasure. Stay well.
Yeah. So I there's definitely some things in there I'm not even going to address, but I like the idea that, you know, you're not going to scale doing the type of selling that I'm doing. I just know that. Like, I'm not going to scale to where I have a warehouse and I have employees and I'm unless I'm willing to go like private label or bulk buys and do kind of like what our friends Latin Pickers do, where you're bringing in pallets worth of stuff.
Gaylords of books.
Yeah, that's a very big difference in the type of just going to a garage sale and buying one-off stuff. Now, it is true. You probably could, and I don't know if I'd call it scaling, but you could go bigger and you could say like, okay, I'll buy everything at this garage sale, kind of like people do with like storage units.
Yeah,
I'll give you $400 for everything, right? And you just load up a trailer and you take it and you piece it out and you sell the stuff that's worth money on eBay. You take the rest of the swap meat and whatever doesn't sell that weekend, then you donate it or whatever you do. So you could do that, but I don't know if I would call that like scaling.
Well, so there's a few things here. So yeah, doing house cleanouts, definitely like you can scale. Like I know I have a lot of reseller friends that's what they do. Like they're the ones that buy everything and they run the estate sale, or they just buy everything and it becomes their inventory, right? They do cleanouts. There's some people that do like quote unquote junk removal, and it's junk removal, but they're also taking everything else. So they choose what's junk and they keep and they resell other stuff and they resell it to other resellers, right? But one thing, and we need to have an episode on this again, is the pipeline thing, right? We haven't talked about a pipeline in a long time. So there's kind of like two kinds of, well, there's multiple kinds of eBay sellers, but there's some people that are like, hey, I'm going to list everything that I have and it needs to sell quick, right? So fast nickel, boom, 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 right? So Cindy, Amazing Taste Store, like she sells more than I think she buys each month, right? I mean, she's quick about it. Her and her husband, Matt, like they take care of business. Then there's other people like me, and there's others that you have over the years developed a huge inventory, right? And so you have a pipeline. So even right now during this quarantine time, right? I'm not able to source a lot. Now I do have my inventory reserves or quote unquote death piles, but if I were not to list anything for 2 weeks, I still would have sales coming in every day. Not as much. And so that's, I call it scaling. Like I definitely believe, like right now I'm getting close to 2,100 items in my store. I think by the time this quarantine is over, I'll be like at 2,250. But when the economy, it picks up again, right? And I'm hoping it does. Like, man, the sales are just going to be kicking in. Now, it doesn't, just because you double your inventory doesn't mean you're going to double your sales. Okay, so Bevo, I thought that for a long time. I thought, hey, I'm going 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000. Like it doesn't work that way. It does work that way if you have items that are quick sellers.
The right items. Yep.
Right? Quick sellers, right? So I like the treasure hunt. I like finding, vintage stuff, vintage gear, whatever. It'll take me a little bit longer. But that is another way to scale. There are some sellers that make over $1 million a year doing the garage sale, the thrift store, but they don't just do garage sale. They don't do just thrift stores. They do bulk buys like you're talking about. So right now, I know one seller that he's just like, he's buying all over the place right now because people are trying to offload their stuff. So there's different ways of scaling. I would say right now, probably buying bulk from China probably isn't the thing you want to do right now. And and I think, I don't know, but during our, the bull market that we've experienced, right? Am I getting that right?
We were in a bull market.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, okay. I know my stuff. I just want to make sure I hear. For 8 years, yeah. Dude, right now, like that was it. Like go to Alibaba, go to whatever, and like you could kill it. But that game, I think, has permanently changed for a little while.
Well, you can't say permanently for a little while.
Okay, all right. Okay,
it's permanently changed temporarily.
All right, but I think that game has changed. I think it is dramatically changed. And so, but you can still, as a reseller, I would say with that pipeline, we're going to do another pipeline episode. I think it's time. But if you build that pipeline, you can definitely scale and get yourself in a good position as a reseller.
That's right.
All right, next one.
Still don't think I'd call it scaling, but yeah.
Do that jab at me for the next clip.
I'm interested in a large lemonade, please.
Would you like ice?
Please.
Okay. Large lemonade. Excuse me.
Okay. Can I give you $20 for a large lemonade? Is that allowed?
Yeah.
You cool with that?
He should have said no. 25.
It's still gonna be the same.
He wanted 20. He didn't get it.
What do you get? $20 for a lemonade?
Thank you so much. Keep the change.
You got to support the hustler.
Have a great day. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Now, the clip that we don't show is that actually he pours it out after.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat or drink anything that I got.
Really?
No.
I don't know. How about donuts? How about like breakfast food?
I don't even still like. I mean, maybe if you could tell it's prepared somewhere, but if it's homemade, I never eat homemade stuff.
Especially now, but
not just now. I've always been like that. Like I'm so cautious about food is prepared and stuff. Like if I'm opening it from a sealed package, I know it's probably pretty trustworthy.
Yeah.
But if it's just like I made cookies or you want some of this, yeah, I'm totally fine with like donating money and saying like, hey, thanks for the lemonade. And if you need to do that, like if you feel like it'd be insulting to say like, can I give you $20 for lemonade, but I don't actually want it? Then yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking it and dumping it out. You know, it's cool.
Okay. No, I just wanted to show that. I mean, it's if there's ever a time you can get your kids involved in your business, if you're a reseller, it's right now. Like, I mean,
turn them into to labor workers in your in your house.
No, what I'm saying is like, and I shared this with Mike before the podcast, is that like right now sales are kicking in, and I feel that like I need to be listening so much so that I've set up shop in my living room, like a portable table and a light box, and I'm bringing inventory in throughout the day. And so my son is seeing me do this, and my other son seeing me. Oh, I just see those boots sold.
Quit working.
All right, so but that's what I mean. Like I'm on that hustle.
Check mine.
I'm on that hustle. But what I'm saying is like involve your kids in the entrepreneurial spirit. Like that is awesome that they're selling lemonade, and I see that a lot. But I think that's one thing that right now, like there's I think teenagers have caught on, right? Very much so, right? With social media. I mean, we knew a kid when we were teaching at the same school that was flipping like Yeezys, like for big money all the time, right? So I think, but at the younger ages, right, man, I would say the younger the better. My son, I'll give you a quick story. So he played the unfair advantage. So our school, the school we worked at, they banned like sweets. And so he knew like if I go to Costco and I buy Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes, I'm gonna have a corner on the market. Man, he was killing it. Like he would be selling some of these. I think it cost him like $1, not even $1. I think it was like 50 cents. He'd be selling for like $5, right? Because where else are you gonna get those Twinkies except from me? And so I think it's a good skill. Because later on, it's going to play out, right? Things that are on a micro scale help out later on because, man, it's the same game. It's finding something that somebody wants and being able to sell it for more because of demand and making that profit and turning over that profit into more profit. So
yeah, buddy. I mean, I did it since I was a little kid. I mean, I sold candies. I made my own candies like suckers. My mom had these cinnamon. She had this like hard cinnamon candy recipe that she made. And I learned how to make those. First, I just made it in sheets and I'd break it up into pieces.
Man, all these things I'm learning from Mike.
And then I started doing suckers and I would sell these suckers. And I actually got in trouble because I went to school at this little charter school and we didn't have a cafeteria. So we had the food catered in. And so like the back part of the office was like the kitchen. And I would help him because I'd get free lunch if I helped in there. So I'd help the guy, sell the stuff at the window, whatever. Anyways, he found out that I was selling these candies around campus. He went and told on me. And I got in trouble and I'm like, I'm your only worker in here. I'm your buddy. I'm your friend. And he's like, yeah, but you're taking from my profit, my revenue, and people are buying from you. And I'm like, so I got in trouble for that and I stopped working for the guy because that's messed up, man.
That is messed up.
I thought we were cool, man.
You got to learn to navigate though. Navigate.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right. So this is our last clip and I think this is a good note for us to discuss. So let's play it.
This tweet from the guy that I posted about it not being as easy as it sounds, and that's exactly right. The reality is, if this is your first day and you're just learning, you don't look up things properly because you're searching eBay and you're not looking for completed items or sold items. You're just looking at listings which throw you off. Yep. You don't know about nuances like red lines in Hot Wheels versus just the black wheels. So
I didn't know that.
There's a million nuances in every category of collectible, and it takes time to learn. So yeah, this is going to take time. At the same token, you do have smartphones, you can be diligent. And again, what I'm really focused on with this is you have time. Like, what are you doing in those 8 hours a day?
What are you doing now?
You're not working or sleeping. And then that's Monday through Friday, and then you got the whole weekend. So, and obviously people work 2 jobs and there's a million variables, but a stunning majority of people have the time. If you need an extra $100 to $1,000 a week, I believe this is real.
Yep. No, it's good. I mean, that's all great advice. I mean, it's You know, we sometimes we love Gary Vee. I know you really love Gary Vee. And at times he could be showy and he could be a little obnoxious with the way he says things. But he does it because he's trying to help people. And the reality is what he's offering right here is just good sound advice, right? Like take your time. Like it does take time. You could be discouraged, but don't be discouraged.
It's hard work too.
Yeah.
Like, and I wanted to end on that because, you know, like on our podcast, I think one of the reasons we resonate with a lot of you is that we acknowledge like this is not easy, right? It's you know, I shared about my friend that stopped reselling. Man, think of the timing, like all his inventory that I got right before everything. That's a whole nother discussion. Somebody was looking out for me. Yeah. All I'm gonna say. But you know, he said, you know, it's really cool. I really got into it. But man, it was work.
It's a lot of work.
It was tough. And you have to learn. Like you can, I would say the longer you take to spend time learning, the longer it's going to take you to make more money. Because you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this just garage sales. I'm just going to do 3-4 hours of garage sales on Saturday. And I'm only going to spend like another hour or two listing. And that's all I'm going to do. But there's plenty of other times like you should be searching other comps in other areas, right? You should be watching some YouTube. You should be listening to some Pure Hustle podcast.
Yeah.
You should be doing
Pure Hustle podcast.
You should be doing all these things because in the end, it is worth it. Even now, like if there's ever a trade that has stood the test of time, it's buying and selling. Yeah. Like from the
economics 101, man.
Ecom from the very beginning of time until now, there will always be items that people want. There will always be people that have more knowledge than others that are going to be able to source those at a good price and flip them. And there's always going to be people that are looking for things.
That's right.
And so be encouraged this time. Stay positive.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all in this together. Yeah. Should we play some High School Musical in the back?
We're all in this
I said play,
together.
not sing.
Well, I don't have it queued up, so I've got to sing.
I did do a lip sync at one time.
Nice.
Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Anyways, with that being said, hey, make sure to continue being real. Yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe and that bell notification and be relevant. And as always, be reselling late.
Peace.
Did I just ruin that ending? So we'll just end it right there.